The juice. Once you feel like you're, it's all right. Oh. Nope. Too much. Pull on the brake. Brake. All right, guys. So today we're gonna be running it back for part 2 of my wife training on my motorcycle. I got a 1991 Nighthawk CB750. And yeah, the first time we recorded this, it was in warp mode, so we didn't get any good quality. So hopefully this time we can get a banger out there. This is going to be a little bit of a longer video, so you know, hopefully you guys can you know, stay interested, you know, give me a like, give me a subscribe, and yeah, hope you guys enjoy. This is my failed attempt at trying to get the front tire up. I had way too much air in my back tire. I was losing traction, plus gravel on the ground, you know, and we got wet spots, so not the ideal, you know, surface for it. But, you know, got my front tire up a few different times. It's one of the things I love to do. I want to learn drifting, but my bike being so heavy and being vintage, like my bike's like 500 pounds, and yeah, it's a little hard to do. So, and I don't want to break. The dog's been following me on my bike. What you doing? What are you doing? Ready to ride? Back in the day, we used to go there and watch movies. It was like the cheap theater. It's like $5 a ticket. The Lorraine Palace Theater. Way back in the day. I don't even think they show movies anymore. They just plays and little concerts and stuff that they do. Say what up, Luna. Say what up. You got your bike scooter? All right, so my wife, she's gonna do her second time. First time we tried filming this, it was on warp mode for some reason, so we didn't end up getting a good video. So first things first, gear. She has her helmet, gloves. All right, so what's the first thing you're gonna do? So, then what? All right. Now what do you need to make sure you do? Yep. What's up? You good? Okay. Pulled in the clutch. Now what? Popped it into first. I don't know. You know. What's the pattern for the shifts?
I know, but I'm not going to die right now.
You're not going to die. You have the clutch pulled in. You're not going to die. As long as you got the clutch pulled in, the engine's not engaged.
It has to go up. It's already neutral.
I don't know. Wrong.
Down?
Yep.
Why are we shifting down?
Now you're in first.
That's the first and then the rest are up?
Yep. It's neutral. First gear's down 1. Then you hard up is 2, 3, 4, 5. And sometimes you got sports bikes, you'll have a 6. But with this, it's only 5. Alright, so now you're in first gear. So what I want you to do, since you're in first gear now, is just what I taught you with the clutch. Now lightly let the clutch out, and when you start to feel the bike move, pull the clutch back in. And that's it, that's all I want. So lightly let it out. When you feel the bike start to lurch forward a little bit, and pull it back in. Yep, there you go. That's it. Now do that a couple times and just get used to that. There you go. Now remember, if you fully let that out and you're not giving it any throttle, you're gonna stall. Keep working that. Go from line to line to line. Because the clutch, as long as the clutch is not is out a little bit, the engine is engaged. You're gonna move. There you go. Now be careful, because you're putting your feet down a lot. And like I said, all it takes is for you to not be able to keep up with how fast the bike is going. Your feet's gonna drag, and then you're gonna crash. You're gonna fall over. It's gonna snag your leg. Huh?
I never put them up yet.
That's why I'm telling you. I'm just telling you so you know, because I don't want you to get bad habits. Okay? So now you're here. So now try to turn it, but not hard. Remember what I taught you with the 200. If you don't feel comfortable doing that yet, then walk it back. Slowly. You try to go too fast, you'll lose your footing. Look in your mirrors, make sure no one's behind you. Walk it backwards. And remember, when you're doing that, like what you just did, because you're not used to everything, be careful doing that. You might use this hand to grab this mirror to adjust it, not thinking, and you're gonna let that out and you're gonna stall. You're not used to that jerk. When you stall, you might potentially drop your bike. So that's why I say, be careful of that. But you're good. Don't worry about turning around. Worry about walking it backwards. Nah, the engine's not engaged. The clutch is pulled in. The same as putting it in neutral. So here's a good thing. Here, pop it into neutral. So you're in first right now. Neutral is between first and second. So it's going to be a light press up. You'll see this right here. You're in neutral. So whenever you're in neutral, this is going to turn green and you'll know you're in neutral. So now let the clutch out. Let it out. See? So now you're good. As long as you're in neutral, you can let the clutch go and it's not gonna engage. So you're good. So now walk the bike backwards. There you go. So this time, what I want you to do is the same thing we just did, but I want you to give it a little bit of juice. Give it a little bit of throttle. Once you let go of let the clutch out slowly, and at the same time, give it a little bit of throttle, okay? And you're gonna start to go. I want you to start with 10, get it up to at least 15. Stay within this square, these squares right here. Don't go over here because there's puddles and stuff, and just keep it consistent. You're fine. It's the same thing as when you slowly let out the clutch. It's the same thing. Stay in first gear. Once you start to if you get nervous at all, pull the clutch in. That's it. All you got to do is pull the clutch in, slowly pull in the brake. You'll stop. But make sure you have your feet down once you fully stop so you don't drop the bike.
I don't have to put my feet up.
It's just like you did on the small one. Once you get a consistent speed, keep your feet off the ground and put them on these pegs.
Where's the other one?
So like I said, you can float your feet for a little bit, but don't get in habits of doing that. And like I said, slowly let the clutch out, give it a little bit of juice as you're letting it out, and then fully let off the clutch. Otherwise you're going to grind that clutch. You don't want to do that. Fully let it out. Once you start to feel like you got you start to go consistently, give it a little bit of throttle. You're gonna go like midway. Once friction zone is what I'm talking about. So basically, when the friction zone is is this. So say we're here in first gear, right? You're okay. You're in first gear. Once you start to feel that movement, that's the friction zone. So ride the friction zone for just a second. You ride this friction zone, and as you're letting it out, and as you're riding that friction zone, start to give it a little bit of throttle. So you understand what I'm saying? So you remember how I taught you how to let it ease out on that, the bike starts to go, then you pull it back, right? So once it starts to go, that's when you start to give it more juice. But like I told you before, you don't have to go down in the paint. Just a little bit of juice, just a little bit. And like I said, like I had to teach Emilio, once you start to like see like the needle move, that's it. That's all you need. You don't have to like keep it going, because then it's gonna keep going faster and faster and higher and higher and higher. Keep it consistent. This is all part of learning throttle control. What I was saying is, let's just pull in, right?
I could ride that out. No throttle. No throttle. You see what I'm saying? Get comfortable with the bike. It's not gonna fall. And that was literally
You told me to give it throttle.
No throttle at all. Get it? All I did was slowly let it out. Slowly let it out. Pistons on. Good. No throttle. Throw the frictions on. Throw the frictions on. That's how sensitive the friction zone is. It's a tiny gap. And once, like I said, you start to feel it move, that's it. That's the friction zone. That's all it's to. Good. Once you find that, let it out. Now listen, you hear how the bike makes that noise? Where it's like, listen to the bike. If I let out the clutch too much, listen to what it sounds like. Good, it's good. Too much. You hear it? Too much. That will stall you.
You got it. You're just overthinking it. Don't overthink it. It's simple. It's the same thing you just did. You're just giving it a little bit more juice. That's it. So like I said, let it out just a little bit and be aware. Don't put your feet up too soon, because if you stall, you want to be able to catch yourself. You know what it feels like to stall. You're going to jerk. You'll be all right. Up. Little bit. Don't wrench the throttle. Ease on the throttle. You got it. There's nothing to be scared of. You got it. Worst thing that's going to happen is you'll stall. You're good. Stop walking it though. You need to get in the habit of getting going and then put your feet up. We're not walking anymore. After you move, don't just put your feet up. It's not smart to do that if you're not moving. So get a little bit of speed. Nope. Too much. Pull on the brake. Brake. That's what I'm talking about. Too much. Pop it into neutral. Pop it into neutral. Nope. Middle.
Down.
Middle. It's between first gear and second gear. There it is.
Up.
Now you're in neutral. Now get off the clutch.
That's what I'm saying. I don't have to.
Stop saying you can't.
At all.
You need to learn throttle control.
Like literally?
Now get a throttle. Little bit of throttle. And the engine, you gotta understand, it's a motorcycle, it's gonna rev. It's something you're gonna have to get used to, because it's intimidating to a lot of people. They think that, like, I'm gonna go flying, like,
Yeah.
it's gonna do that. But you were giving it entirely too much juice. So give it just a little bit juice, just a little bit. Down the fingers. Down the fingers, and then you'll start to work the wrist. And like I said, see? That's it. And then when you panic, you literally are just like, oh, like, don't do that. Stay controlled. Do not panic and look around and think you're gonna find an answer in the grass or over here. You're not gonna find it. You need to remember, you freak out, pull the clutch in, but don't forget to brake.
I know, but if you hit it hard, then
You're not going 20 miles per hour, 35, anything like that. You're not gonna fly over the handles. You're fine. So give it clutch. Okay, this is a good example. Give it same thing we just did. Very first drill. Pull in the clutch. First gear. Hard down. Yep. Now let off the clutch. Lightly let off the clutch. Not fully. Just until you start to move. When you start to move, squeeze in that hard brake. Hard brake. See? You're not going to fly over the handle. It's just going to be a hard brake. And even with this kind of bike, unless you're going like 60, 70, something like that, I highly doubt you're going to go flying over the handle.
You just got to be used to how the bike moves, how it handles. Like I said, get used to that hard brake, because that's something in the MSF course. They're going to be like, go 15, 20 miles per hour in hard brake, and you can't cross the line. So that's what I'm saying. You're going to have to get used to opening up the throttle to about 20, 25, and then boom, getting it to stop right on that line. So that's why I say a lot of stuff that you hear, a lot of stuff that you're going to watch on TV with the videos you watch, all bikes are different. Everything is, so you can't just go off of that, because that's a prime example. Like, I don't want to flip over the handlebars, so you end up not hitting the hard brake. But then it's like, if you're in a situation, you got to know when you can hard brake, when you can quick swerve, because those are things that they're gonna you are fail or not fail when it comes to your test. Make or break, you know. So get used to it. Just like I said, open up the clutch. As soon as it starts to open up a bit, just get comfortable. Yep, there you go. Yep. You got it. Same thing. So let it out slowly.
So are we doing this and braking?
Yep. Just do it between each line. There you go. It's okay. Try to get closer to the line.
I feel it.
You're okay. You get a little closer and then pull in the brake. You'll get used to the hard brake. Yep. See? Walk it, but turn. Same thing you did. You let the clutch out lightly and start to turn. You got all this open space to make the turn. Now don't crank the whole steering column like you're trying to lock it. Just slowly start to make your turn. But turn your head first. It's going to be something you got to learn, is you need to turn your head where you're going to go. You don't want target fixation, and where your head goes is where your bike's going to go. So you want to be able to look where you're going to go and then start to turn your handlebars. But like I said, do it in the friction zone. It's all in the friction zone. You can walk. You don't have to hit your feet up. There's no, you shouldn't have to. Because if you brake in a turn like that, the bike will turn itself down.
I don't know how to do it.
You're fine. You're fine. If it starts to move a little too quick for you, pull in the clutch. That's it. You're good. Like I said, don't overthink it. It's just a simple turn. Yep. There you go. There you go. Yep. 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 There you go. You're good. Now you're letting the clutch out. Because you're letting the clutch out a little bit too far. It's starting to engage. Then I have a really touchy throttle too. So it's the same thing. Find the friction zone. Once you hit friction zone, give it just a little bit of juice. A little bit of juice. And I want you to glide. So you get out of the habit of walking and get more comfortable with having your feet up and accepting the fact that the bike, in the physics of the bike, will keep the bike up. And you're not just gonna fall over. Trust the bike. You got it. Yep. Give it just a little bit of juice.
Oh my God.
Stop walking it though. Cover your feet once you start to move. You're only inches from the ground. If you feel like you're unsteady, pull the clutch in and you can drop your feet and catch yourself. Yep. Remember where everything is. Yep, yep, yep.
Okay, I can't.
You're fine. You were doing it. You were doing it. That's all it is.
I know, but all these...
Here, hold this. Here, let me get on there and show you. You'll get used to it. We all grip heavy and hard when we first start to ride. That's why I said you gotta give it as you're moving out of the friction zone. Yeah? There you go, you got it. There you go. There you go. Yep. Yep. See? You had it.
I know, it was making me nervous.
You had it. You was good. Yeah, you was good. Turn it again.
Turn.
Yep. Now, I want you to do it in neutral though, because I don't trust you with the throttle just yet. So pop it into neutral, and I want you to walk it. Neutral is between 1 and 2.
Oh, yeah. See, I always wanted to down.
If you want to use it with the clutch friction zone, you can. Just be careful.
I don't know.
So pull in the clutch. Drop it in the first. All right, now be careful. Same thing. Once you get into the friction zone, as you're turning, just keep walking with it. Oh, almost too much. But that's what it'll sound like and feel like when you are about to stall out. Just like what I taught you. Let the clutch out. Once you find that friction zone, give it a little bit of juice. You get scared or nervous, pull the clutch in. It's your best friend. You got it. You got it. You got it. Yep. Yep. There you go.
I don't know, I feel like we're so wobbly. I feel like I'm turning.
You're fine. You're good. Like I said, we're just working on straightaways right now. I'm getting you comfortable.
I know, but it looks like I'm going like...
Because you're moving slow. If you're moving quicker, you'll be more in a straight line. We all stall. What do you got to do? Pull the clutch in?
Put in for...
Don't worry about any of that. Just start the bike. As long as the clutch is pulled in, just start the bike. If you're at a light, you got to start the bike up and you got to go. Or there's people behind you waiting on you. It's all right. You're not giving it enough juice.
I know, because I'm scared.
And that's exactly that's how you know you're not giving it enough juice.
I didn't do this.
Start it up.
You didn't do it.
Because I don't have to. I know where that sweet spot is. You're learning that sweet spot. That's what I'm trying to teach you. Now pull the clutch in. Now see, like literally maybe 2 feet from where you're at right now, you were at a perfect consistent speed to where you could have put your feet on the pegs and you would have been cool. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's why I say it's all in your head. You're riding. You're already riding. That's all it is. And all the hardest thing, like I said, is learning the clutch, throttle control, and how much to give it. Like I said, I have a real touchy throttle because I like to rip. And then just the right gears to know what RPMs to pop your gear. But like I said, the more you ride, the more you learn your bike, you'll know. Because the way it feels, the way it sounds. So, friction zone, give it a little bit of juice. Once you feel like it's all right. We all do it. Once you feel like you're gliding and you feel like you got a consistent speed, try to put your feet up on the pegs. And then if you get scared, lower your feet off the pegs, pull the clutch in, and then once you brake, then you put your feet down. You got to learn to let the clutch out a little slower. There you go. There you go. Yep. There you go. Good job. See, it's not as bad as you think. You just got to get out of your head. Does that feel a little better? The more you ride, the more you'll loosen up. Your hands, your forearms, all that's going to be sore when you first start to ride. That's normal. Put your depth grip in. Loosen it up. I know, it's intimidating, but you're doing good. Like I said, that's all it is. And then you'll start to learn how to open the throttle more and feel comfortable with the different speeds. But all that right there, that's it. That's all. That's riding. That's what it is learning when to let the clutch fully out and how much throttle to give it so that you don't stall. And then after that, it's just balancing and trusting the bike. And then we can work on turns and maneuvers and all those different things, but you just have to learn to trust the bike. You were doing perfectly good. You were doing great. opening the throttle up and just dropping the clutch. You're not going to loop it. It's not a sports bike. You know what I'm saying? But just trust it. Like I said, if that happens to you, just ride it out. Pull in the clutch, it will engine brake. It'll start to slow down by itself. And then just slowly pull this in. You got enough runway. Try the throttle a little bit. Like I said, you're only in first gear. You're not gonna, be careful. You can play with the throttle a little bit. Just be careful. You got plenty of runway. Like I said, you were doing good. Just get comfortable. The more you ride, the more comfortable you'll be. Seat time. Yep. Big stand. There you go. What? Yep. First gear. But listen. You're letting this out way too quick. That's how you're gonna stall.
Oh, well, I feel like if you let it out slowly.
Let it out slowly. You don't know where your friction zone is. With me, I could literally pop it right into the friction zone because I know exactly where it's at, where it feels, how it feels on my fingers, all that. Slowly let it out till you find it. Yep. There you go. There you go. Now let the clutch out. You're good. There you go. You're good. All right.
I'm going to turn around.
Okay. Just be careful.
I don't know.
You're good. You got it.
I feel like it's
Just walk it. Just walk it. You got it. See? You're doing fine. Yep. There you go. Perfect. There you go.
Oh.
It's all right.
Turn left.
Huh?
Did I do left turn from over there?
Yeah, usually you're making turns going this way. Yeah.
Left?
So yeah. Left turns are easier than right turns. Right turns are very hard. Yeah, people always have problems with right turns. Huh? The same thing. The same way you made the turn, all you do is get it to where you want it to be at. And then once you get it to where, careful. Then once you get it to, careful. Then once you get it to where you want it to be at, then keep the steering wheel straight. It's just like a car.
This throttle is way too tight.
You want to keep it where you want to go. You're not going in the grass.
I know, the guy was hitting me around here.
I'm worried about him. Like, you worry about yourself.
Oh.
Let the clutch out, and just slowly let the clutch out, and you can start to go. Once you start to get a good speed going, like about 10 miles per hour or whatever, let go of that shit. Give yourself just a little bit of juice. Like I said, if you give yourself too much juice, put in the clutch. But you're not going to crash as long as you're moving. So even if you start going just a little faster than you might like, slide it out. Like I say, people crash with their panic. Nothing's going to happen. There's nobody you're going to run into. It's nothing but open road. So you give it a little while. It's okay. Just be prepared that you might get a little bit of a kick. That's it. You're not going to slide back. You're not going to fall off. You got handles. You're good. But remember, if you grip this with the left grip because you get scared, this is a throttle. So don't. Okay? Got it. move and to get that, feel that throttle. I'm trying to keep you throttle control. The only way you're going to learn that is slow, learning how to open it up quicker without ripping. Okay? It's always going to be that in first.